infrastructure, including, in and around Kyiv, which was an escalation. They went through with conscription that was very politically dicey for Putin. There's rumors that they may go through with another draft. So the idea that they just took all of this lying down, didn't escalate, is a fantasy to start with. But it's incredibly dangerous and foolish to think just because they didn't push the nuclear button yet that, oh, it's all fine and he's just full of it.
Thank God there's people like you guys out there, because there's so many people that they have Ukraine in the same category of importance and significance as they do climate change. Climate change, which is a real thing, but it's a politically divisive alleyway where you're not allowed to veer from the course and even look at any kind of science. It's the same thing with Ukraine. A support for Ukraine is undeniable. You must put it in your Twitter bio. And you guys are saying, you're not saying don't support Ukraine, but you're saying, look where this is going. Do you understand what this is? Because you can't just openly support something you don't understand without a comprehensive view of what the fuck the factors are and how it got to be that way in the first place. And you're not going to hear that in a 5-minute clip on mainstream news. Yes. You're just not going to.
It's so important for us to internalize that message. We're not saying we hate Ukraine. We're not saying we don't even support Ukraine. The Ukrainian cause is just. What we're saying is, what about our interests?
All the
there
factors.
Are interests that supersede Ukraine. If I was Ukrainian, I would do exactly what they were doing. But guess what? Ukraine does not exist without the United States. We provide the vast majority of the military there for the diplomacy perspective. If we cut off military weapons to them tomorrow, that's it. Done. They literally are forced to the negotiating table. I'm not even saying we should do that. I'm saying, what is the end game? And, in my neighborhood, there's more Ukraine flags than there are American flags. It's like Ukraine flag, gay pride flag, no American flag. But then it's like, okay, if you go to those people, and if I would just say what they said, they would say, this is disgusting. This is Russian propaganda. It's up to the Ukrainians for when they want to stop. And I said, yeah, I completely agree. But it's also up to us for whatever we stop providing them weapons. We're like, hey, if you want to defend this part of your territory, that's totally fine. That's our end game. My end game is not having a nuclear conflict, is making sure that we have peace on the European continent. Vladimir Putin is in opposition to that peace. But Putin and Russia are going to exist. Something I think people should take home, too, is you had Peter Zeihan on. He said it really well, which is the first year of every Russian conflict is a total shit show. If you look at Finland, if you look at the first year of Hitler's invasion, even going all the way back to Napoleon and some of the Tsar's campaigns before that, they lose a shit ton of people. It looks like a complete mess. They fire a bunch of generals, all of this. And then what do? They use their vast the Russian Colossus is known of that for a reason, because they have a shitload of people. They have a lot of military materiel. They amass it and they throw it at them. And so people are